Hello, my Mad Yogi tribe. This is your Mad Yogi Eileen, bringing you the last installment of our Dosha Vinyasa Yoga program, Series 6. So this is 6.3, and we're going to be balancing the elements of earth and water, the heavy elements. It's a kappa balancing flow. This flow can be a little vigorous. It is energetic, it is a little bit strong, but don't worry, it's never going to be a fast flow as per usual. And we are going to start with the sun salutation A. Progressional sun salutation first, and then we're going to go straight into the poses of your choice. I also have my weights for this. So after our progressional sun salutation, I'm going to grab my weights. I have a 1.5 pair of dumbbells here. You can opt for a 1.5, you can go for a 0.5 or even lighter if you want. I wouldn't suggest any heavier than 1.5s. If you're feeling really strong and want to try a 2 kilogram pair of weights, by all means, go ahead, just be careful. If you also have kettlebells of similar weights, you can also use those, but maybe no heavier than 2 kilogram weights. Because for our back bends, and I'll just quickly workshop this, we still have our Urdhva Hastasana, standing upward hands, and we're going to do back bends here, pushing your hips forward. Now with those extra weights, your arms will feel a strong pull to the back. So heavier weights that can be tricky and all the way to unsafe. So please just be aware of that. If you do want weights, regardless of the weight, and this maneuver, this movement is a little bit too much, you're feeling a crunch right here in your lower back, pare it back, don't go too deep, or bring your weights in front of you. Squeeze them in front of the heart space, in front of your sternum, and that will bring your center of gravity lower, and this is a more attainable back bend with extra weights. So let's get to it. Without weights first, I'll just put mine on the side of my mat and come to the top of your mat. Set the shoulders, roll the shoulders, and start your spinal waves. Belly in and up, chest up, head up, and a few more spinal waves just to reset and reignite the spinal muscles, or in fact get to using the spinal muscles. That's what I was trying to say. From here, bring the backs of the hands together, thread your arms up, gentle pushing in of the backs of the hands, visual cue as well from the hands to lengthen up. Push your hips slightly forward, just starting with a very shallow back bend here. Retract your scapula and allow your arms to drift back. From here, squeeze the front of the body to lift, hands in, elbows pressing in, bow down. Bend your knees and bow down. Forward fold. Finger pads beside your feet, letting the head go. Looking through the gap between your legs and as high up that gap as you can, or if you have cranial pressure, on the top of your mat if you've got colds or cough. If you're generally feeling not 100%, let's add something here. Shifting your hips and your shoulders side to side, getting a bit of opening in your obliques, a bit of movement, especially posterior movement in the spine. Breathing here, rolling the shoulders, just moving the body, however you want to move the body really here. Soften your knees, soften your shoulders. From here, bring your finger pads high up on your shins, elbows pressing in, push the length of your arms into your shins, counter pushing forward with the shins and lifting up halfway. In your Ardha Uttanasana, half lift, exhale, melting down. Heating up the hamstrings a little bit more and the back muscles. Inhale, waving up halfway. Fingertips maybe same height or maybe a little lower. And exhale down. Last half lift, fingertips maybe down on the mat or any height on your shins, and push through the length of your arms, length of your legs. Feel that natural lift and follow through with muscle activation. Exhale, forward fold. Hands as flat as you can make them beside the feet, and just step back for now. Just stepping back to your full plank. Progressional sun salutation. Knees down, untuck your toes, knee plank. Chest down between the hands, elbows pressing in, flat plank. Hands light on your mat, lift it up a little bit even. Squeeze your back muscles and waving up, shallow cobra. Exhale down, hands by your lower ribs, squeezing the back muscles, and then adding the strength of your arms, higher cobra. Exhale, abdominal massage all the way down. One more. Activate your back muscles, shallow cobra, and the strength of your arms, higher cobra, or even more for an upward facing dog. Deep, full breath. Abdominal massage down. Tuck your toes under, chest up, knee plank, knees up, full plank, bend them once again and drift back. Puppy pose. Just staying in puppy pose for one full breath with a spinal wave, belly up, breathing, chest up, head up, and exhale down. You can opt to stay in puppy pose if you want, or lengthen the legs in downward facing dog. And one more spinal wave in puppy or in full dog, belly up, chest up, head up, and exhale, melting down. Ujjayi breath or circular breathing, concentrating in that deep, strong inhalations, and maybe softer but still full exhalations. Heels up, knees and elbows bend, step up, curling your legs up, back to the top of your mat. Finger pads down on the mat or any height on your shins, pushing through the length of your arms, lifting up halfway. In your Ardha Uttanasana half lift, exhale, forward fold, soften the knees, backs of the hands together, thread yourself up, upward facing hands. Push your hips forward, shallower deep back bend, and we'll grab the weights in a bit. Squeeze your front to lift, upward facing hands, hands in, elbows press in, soften your knees as you lead with the crown of your head, forward fold. While you're in your forward fold, bring your weights beside your mat so they're already there for later. Fingertips any height you want them to be, waving up halfway, making this nice and smooth now. Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale. Forward fold, Uttanasana, and step or jump back. In your Kumbhakasana or full plank. Your choices. Through the knees all the way down and halfway. Cobra or upward facing dog. Back through plank. Puppy pose. Downward facing dog. Spinal wave, belly up, chest up, head up, exhale down. Heels up, knees and elbows bend, step or jump. Top of your mat. Inhale, waving up halfway. Half lift. Exhale down, hands on your weights, backs of the hands together. Thread yourself up. Soften your knees here and push to the length of your legs to lift yourself up. Retract your scapula, squeeze your upper back, and if this is enough, stay. Or push your hips forward, Just feel for that extra weight first. Don't be aggressive in your back bend. Squeeze the front to lift. Hands in. Elbows press in. Bow down as you bend your knees. Back to forward fold. Release the weights beside the feet off the mat. Inhale, waving up halfway. Exhale down. Step or jump, plank. Kumbhakasana. All the way down or halfway. Cobra or upward facing dog. Back through plank. Puppy pose. Downward facing dog. Spinal wave, belly up. Chest up. Head up. Exhale down. Heels up. Knees and elbows bend. Step or jump. Top of your mat. Inhale, waving up halfway. Exhale down. Hands on your weights. Backs of the hands in. Press yourself up through the length of your legs. All the way up. Urdhva with added weights. Push your hips forward, shallow or a little deeper as long as you're being careful. Squeeze the front to lift. Hands in. Elbows press in. Bow down. Forward fold. Weights off the mat. Inhale, waving up halfway. Exhale down. Step or jump back, plank. All the way down or halfway. Cobra or upward facing dog. Back through plank. Puppy pose. Downward facing dog. Spinal wave, belly up. Chest up. Head up. Exhale down. Heels up. Knees and elbows bend. Step or jump. Top of your mat. Inhale, waving up halfway. Exhale down. Hands on your weights. Thread yourself up, pushing through the length of your legs. Lengthening up. Shallow or deep back bend, being mindful. Squeeze the front to lift. Hands in, elbows in. Bow down. Hands down on the mat, weights off the mat, letting the head go. From your forward fold, bend your knees a little bit more so your belly is on top of your thighs. Walk your feet together and your lower half is already in a chair. Now, even with the knees bent, I still want you to push through the length of your legs and feel for the grounding, the pressing down of the triangles of your feet. Yeah? Hands on your weights, backs of the hands together. Push through the length even of your bent legs and lifting yourself up into chair. Now, just quickly, big tendency to hyperextend the lower back here. Don't allow that to happen and we'll have a spinal wave. Tilt the hips, pubis pointing up to the face. Wave the spine and lengthen up. One more. Tilt the hips, wave the spine. It's a subtle wave. Back into your chair. From here, twisting from the navel to the left side first. Navel, sternum, nose, and open your arms. Warrior two arms in a revolved chair. Breathing here. Tilt from the hips, back of the right hand on the outside of your left knee. Left arm reaches up nice and vertical. Don't allow it to come into hug twists, yeah? Palms facing in the direction your nose is pointing and you're lifting it up vertically. Right leg slides back. Don't be too fast in that maneuver and you've come into a revolved side angle. That right forearm can come on top of your left leg, of your forward leg, and lengthen up here. Deep full breath. Top arm sweeps back, down, back down on the mat, stepping up. forward fold. And I'll just do this a little bit more to the middle. Bend your knees, walk your legs in, backs of the hands in, waving up. Chair pose. Twisting to the right side, navel, sternum, nose. As you open your arms, parallel to the floor. Tilt the body, back of the forward hand on the outside of your right knee, left arm reaches up. Left leg slides or walks back. Left forearm on top of your thigh and lengthening up. Don't collapse the lower curve of your neck. Top arm to the back, down and stepping up. Once again, forward fold. Knees bend, feet walk in, backs of the hands in, waving up. Chair. Deep full breath. Twisting to the left, navel, sternum, nose, arms parallel to the floor. Tilt the body. Revolved low chair with vertical arms. Right leg steps back. Revolved side angle. Top arm to the back. Down, back into your forward fold. Knees bend, feet walk in, backs of the hands in, thread yourself up. Chair pose. Twisting to the right side, navel, sternum, nose, arms parallel to the floor. Tilt the body. Lower revolved chair with vertical arms. Left leg slides back. Revolved side angle. Top arm circles to the back. Down. Forward fold. Deep full breath. Knees bend. Feet walk in. Backs of the hands in, waving up. Chair. Deep full breath. Twisting to the left, navel, sternum, nose, arms parallel to the floor. Tilt the body. Revolved low chair with vertical arms. Right leg steps back. Revolved side angle. Top arm to the back. Down, back into your forward fold. Knees bend, feet walk in, backs of the hands in, thread yourself up. Chair pose. Twisting to the right side, navel, sternum, nose, arms parallel to the floor. Tilt the body. Lower revolved chair with vertical arms. Left leg slides back. Revolved side angle. Top arm circles to the back. Down. Forward fold. Deep full breath. Let's have one half flow here. Now just reset myself a little higher to the mat. Inhale, waving up halfway. Exhale down. Step or jump back, plank. Kumbhakasana. All the way down or halfway. Cobra or upward facing dog. Back through plank. Puppy pose. Downward facing dog. Spinal wave, belly up. Chest up, head up, and exhale down. Right leg curls up, thigh to your belly. Plantar flex your ankles, but flick the toes. Point your knee back and up. Nice and high, gain height in your knee. Lengthen your psoas and your quads, and then extend that leg. Wave forward, three-legged plank. Bring that leg through, curling it forward, pushing through your arms to lift the body up, and give that foot space to step through. Back heel down on the mat in a warrior stance. From here, hands on your weights, and allow your body, allow your joints to move. Extend your arms as far forward to the right side as they can go. Side sweeping lunge, left. Side sweeping lunge, right. Allow your body to flow. Side sweeping lunge, left, and one more to the right. Turn your feet back into warrior stance. Now, our side angle is progressional, and choose the poses that speak to you the best, that's most appropriate for you. From here, wave the body up, belly up, chest up, head up, right forearm, right thigh, left arm waves up into your high side angle. Push through the length of your front leg, even in a bent position. Squeeze your left side. Allow your arms to soften and transition into exalted warrior. Deep, full breath. Bottom arm rounding around your back waist. Squeeze your right side, lifting up, and I'm showing you your choices. Deeper side angle. As long as you're not collapsing forward and down here, you can opt for this one. Now squeeze your left side, strong front leg, float your arms to the back and up, back into exalted warrior. Last one, waving out of that pose, back into, make this progressional, high side angle, low side angle, or for those who want to come into a bind. Bottom, release your weights for this. Bottom arm around your back waist. Top arm goes to the back and bind. Monkey grip your fingers. And you'll be able to see how this looks in a while. Deep full breath. From here, release your hands. Hands back on your weights. Side sweeping lunge. Left, right, left. Stop on your left. Turn on your heels. Give yourself that time to reset the feet. Don't rush that. Waving up, belly up, chest up, left arm, left thigh, right arm reaches up. Vertical position, high side angle. Deep full breath. Squeeze the right side, soften your arms. Bottom arm around your back waist, left arm reaches up first and then into a lateral flexion. But again, be mindful of that extra weight. Squeeze your right side, lifting up out of that pose. Allow your arms to soften and come into your deeper side angle if you want this pose. Squeeze your right side, lift up, exalted warrior. Now in stages once again, just for this first round. Inhale, lifting up, high side angle, lower side angle. If you want to bind, bring that arm down on the mat, use your joints, especially with the added weight, use your joints. Bottom arm around the back, bring it around your thigh, top arm to the back, and monkey grip. Actually, I will take the time to just show you how that looks, and I'll just swap over my legs. So, once again, in your low side angle, bottom arm around the back waist, that palm is facing out. Top arm has more maneuverability in your wrists, so that's the hand that holds on, that binds. And turn your head up if you can, or wherever your neck dictates as it's neutral. So that's how we come into our bind. I'll just set myself back here. Release your bind. Move your weights just outside your mat. Hands down on the mat. Back heel points up and step back to your plank. You know what's going to happen next. Half flow. All the way down or halfway. Cobra or upward facing dog. Back through plank. Puppy pose. Downward facing dog. Spinal wave, belly up, chest up, head up, and exhale down. Right leg curls up into the belly. Yes, right leg. Point the knee back and up. Extend. Wave yourself forward. Three-legged plank. Bring that leg through. Back heel down on the mat. Hands on your weights. Side sweeping lunge. Left, right, left, and a few more. To the right. And back. Once you find yourself back on the right side, turn on your heels. Adjust your feet back into side angle. 3 side angles, progressional. Waving up. Right forearm, right thigh, left arm reaches up. High side angle. Squeeze the left side, wave the arms. Exalted warrior. Lifting up. You can opt to stay in a high side angle if you want to, or come into your low side angle. Squeeze the left side, strong front leg, exalted warrior. Squeeze the right side, opt for your high side angle, low side angle, or bind if you want to bind. Deep, full breath. Release your arms. Hands back on your weights and side sweeping lunge. Just 3. Left, right, and back to the left side. Turn on your heels. Set your feet. Warrior. Waving up. Forearm on your thigh. Right arm. Vertical. High side angle. Squeeze the right side. Transition your arms, exalted warrior. Squeeze the left side, transition your arms, lower side angle, or stay high. Squeeze your right side, lifting back up, exalted warrior. Left side squeezes, and opt for your pose. High side angle, low side angle, or bind. Up to you. You can always transition, progress forward, or pair it back. Release your hands if you've bound. Weights off the mat, hands flat, and step back, plank. Inhale, plank. Exhale, all the way down or halfway. Cobra or upward facing dog. Back through plank. Puppy pose. Downward facing dog. Spinal wave, belly up. Chest up. Head up. And exhale down. Deep, full breath. Left leg curls up into the belly. Point the knee back and up. Extend. Wave forward, 3-legged plank. And step that foot through. Back heel down on the mat. Hands on your weights. 3 side angles of your choice. Waving up. High side angle. Back to exalted warrior. Lifting up. High or lower side angle. Back to exalted warrior. Lifting up. High, low, or bound side angle. Deep full breath. Release. Hands on your weights. Side sweeping lunge. Right, left, right side. Turn on your heels. Waving up. High side angle. Squeezing yourself up. Exalted warrior. Lifting up. High or low side angle. Lifting up. Exalted warrior. Lift. High, low, or bound side angle. Release. Bring your weights off the mat. Hands flat. Step back. Plank. All the way down or halfway. Cobra or upward facing dog. Back through plank. Puppy pose. Downward facing dog. Spinal wave, belly up. Chest up. Head up. And exhale down. Left leg curls up into the belly. Point the knee back and up. Extend. Wave forward. Three-legged plank. And step that foot through. Back heel down on the mat. Hands on your weights. Waving up. Side angle. High side angle. Exalted warrior. High or low side angle. Exalted warrior. High, low, or bound side angle. If you're still okay to bind, deep full breath. Release. Hands on your weights. Side sweeping lunge. That's 2. That's 3. Turn on your feet. Wave yourself up. High side angle. Squeeze the left. Push through your front leg. Exalted warrior. Lifting up. Stick to your high side angle or come lower. Squeeze up. Exalted warrior. Lifting up. High, low, or come into a bind. Deep full breath. Hands on your weights and wave up. Right forearm, right side, left arm waves up into your high side angle. Squeezing the left side, transitioning gracefully back into your exalted warrior. Squeezing the right side, mindful movement back into your low side angle. Left side squeezes, right leg nice and strong, back into exalted warrior. And lifting up, choose your pose, high side angle, low side angle, or circle that arm out and come into your bind. Deep full breath. Release your arms, hands back on your weights, side sweeping lunge. Left, right, and back to the left side. Turn on your heels, allow your feet to adjust, and wave yourself back up. High side angle, exalted warrior. Don't rush your movements. Back into side angle, staying high or coming deep. Back into exalted warrior. And coming out of this, choose your pose or follow through with a bind. Deep, full breath. Release your bind. Weights off the mat. Hands down on the mat and step back. Plank. Half flow. All the way down to halfway. Cobra or upward facing dog. Back through plank. Puppy pose. Downward facing dog. Spinal wave. Belly up. Chest up. Head up. And exhale down. Right leg curls up into the belly. Point the knee back and up. Extend. Wave forward, three-legged plank. And step it through. Back heel down on the mat. Hands back on your weights. And one more, waving up. High side angle. Don't rush. Exalted warrior. Low side angle. Exalted warrior. High, low, or follow through with a bind. Release your arms, hands on your weights, side sweeping lunge. Left, right, and back to the left side. Turn on your heels, adjust your footing, waving up. High side angle. Exalted warrior. Squeeze your left side to lift up and come into your low side angle. Strong squeezing of the right side, pushing through your front leg. Exalted warrior. And lift up, back into high, low, or follow through with a bind. Breathing. Release your arms, weights off the mat. Step back to your plank. All the way down to halfway. Cobra or upward facing dog. Back through plank. Puppy pose. Downward facing dog. Spinal wave, belly up. Chest up. Head up. And exhale down. And a few more spinal waves. Just to neutralize the spine. Neutralize the big joints. Move with your breath. Again, stronger inhalation. And maybe a softer exhalation. Now let's take a breather here. Inhale, heels up. Knees all the way down. Untuck your toes and press back to your extended child's pose. And remember, whenever you need to, you can always pause the video and rest. From here, tuck your toes under. Push to the length of your legs back toward downward facing dog. Spinal wave, just to reset once again. Belly up, chest up, head up, and exhale down. Curl your right leg under the body, thigh to belly. Point the knee back and up. Extend, three-legged dog. Wave forward, three-legged plank. Curl that leg under the body. Push through your arms to lift the chest up. And you can step that back foot down, back heel down on the mat. For this next flow, it's very similar, but we're going to leave our weights alone. Extend your arms as far forward or to the right as you can. Side sweeping lunge, left, right, left, and back to the right. Just allow your body to move. Set your feet back into our warrior stance and wave back up. High side angle. Exalted warrior. Lower side angle, or stick to your high setting if you want to. Exalted warrior. And either high, low, or bind. Once again. We won't stay here for very long. So if you want to just loop your arms around your back and your leg, that's okay. From here, release your hands. Hands down on the mat, pointing to the long edge of your mat, to the left side. Turn your feet so your head is also now pointing to the left side. Right heel lifts up. Bring your knee high up into your armpit. Cross, I hope you can see this, cross your upper arm and your shin, lean into your arm, and with or without a foot lift. So you're in a half crow. Foot down, side sweeping lunge, left side. Neutralize the body. Right, left, stop on your left. Turn your feet. Warrior stance, as we did, and wave up. You've got this by now. High side angle, exalted warrior, lower side angle if you want to, exalted warrior, high, low, or bind. And again, you can just loop your arms around your leg and around your back. You don't necessarily have to bind for this round. Release your hands. Hands down on the mat, pointing to the long edge of your mat. Back, front heel, left heel this time lifts up, and turn yourself. So your head, shoulders, and your feet are pointing to where your fingers are pointing forward. Left heel up, lean into your upper arm with or without a foot lift. So this time I'm showing you, you can just keep your foot down, but body weight forward. In a paired back, half crow. Release the pose, crawl to the left side, hands down on the mat, back heel, points up, and step back through your three-legged dog, back to downward facing dog. Spinal wave, belly up, chest up, head up, exhale down, breathing. Right leg curls under the body, three-legged dog. Wave forward, three-legged plank, and step your foot through. Back heel down on the mat, side angle flow, high side angle, exalted warrior, high or low side angle, up to you. Exalted warrior, high, low, or just bind. You don't have to attach your fingers, just loop your arms around. Release, hands flat on the mat, this time to the left side of your mat. Right heel points up and turn the body. So your head and hands are pointing to the long edge of your mat. Lean in to your upper arm with or without a foot lift. Up to you. Foot down, side sweeping lunge. Just allow your body to move. If you can hear my fingers are sliding on top of my mat, just do that as well. Turn your feet to the left side. and waving up. High side angle, lengthening, pushing through your front leg, squeezing your right side, exalted warrior. Higher low side angle, exalted warrior. Last one, high or low or soft bind, a loose bind. Release, hands down on the mat, fingers pointing to the long side of your mat. Turn on your heels, shin, left shin crosses on your upper arm, left upper arm, with or without a foot lift, if you can see that. Foot down, turn back to the top of your mat, back heel points up, stepping briefly through three-legged plank, three-legged dog, bend that knee and step it down. Spinal wave, belly up, chest up, head up, and exhale down. Breathing. Let's insert one half flow here. Wave forward, plank, all the way down or halfway. Cobra or upward facing dog, back through plank, puppy pose, downward facing dog. This time left leg curls up, point the knee back and up, extend, wave forward, three-legged plank, and bring that foot through. Back heel down on the mat. Side sweeping lunges. Extend your arms. Just open up your hips. Open up your shoulder joints. Lengthening out the body softly. Back to the left side. Feet in warrior stance and wave up. High side angle. Exalted warrior. Deeper side angle. Exalted warrior. Side angle with a loose bind. Release. Fingers point to the long edge of your mat. Turn your feet and come into your half crow. With or without a foot lift. Foot down, side sweeping lunge. And when you're back to the right side, turn. Breathing here and waving up. High side angle. Exalted warrior. Low side angle. Exalted warrior. And coming into a loose side angle bind. Release your arms, hands flat, right heel lifts up as you turn the body to point in the direction your fingers are pointing, with or without a foot lift, in your half crow. Breathing. Foot down, turn to the short edge of your mat and stepping back briefly through three-legged plank and three-legged dog. Bend that top knee, step it down. Spinal waves, belly up, chest up, head up, and exhale down. To turn back to the front, last round, left leg curls up, thigh to belly. Point the knee back and up, extend. Wave forward, three-legged plank, and step your foot through. Back heel down on the mat. And straight up into your high side angle. Exalted warrior. Lower side angle. Breathing. Exalted warrior. And coming into your loose side angle bind. Remember, stop and rest whenever you need to. Don't run on empty. Yeah, don't run on fumes. Rest if you need to. You can always come back to the flow. Release your hands, fingers pointing to the long edge of your mat. Turn on your feet. Half crow with or without your foot lift. If you want to just have a taste of your body weight on the scaffold of your arms, you're welcome to leave the flats of your toes down on the mat and just leaning in. Release the pose, side sweeping lunge. And back to the right side, turn. Last side angle flow, waving up. High side angle. Exalted warrior. Lower side angle or stay high if you want to. Exalted warrior. Last one, loose side angle bind. Breathing. Release your hands down on the mat, pointing to the long edge of your mat. Turn on your heels, right heel lifts up and come into your half crow. Breathing. Big tendency to hold the breath here. Breathe. Foot down. Turn back to the short horizon of your mat. Back heel points up. Briefly through three-legged plank. Three-legged puppy pose. Three-legged dog. Bend that knee. Step it down. Wave the spine, belly up. Chest up. Head up and exhale down. One half flow. Wave forward, plank. All the way down or halfway. Cobra or upward facing dog. Back through plank. Puppy pose. Downward facing dog. From our downward facing dog, you can always pause the video, come back down to an extended child's pose. And rest for a bit. You can even make this a more restorative extended child's pose by bringing your elbows close to your knees, stacking either your forearms, your flat hands, or your fists on top of each other, and resting your head. And breathing here. Take as much time as you need to. When you're ready, coming back through extended child's pose, tucking the toes under, and lifting back up through puppy pose, and back to downward facing dog. Spinal waves, belly up, chest up, head up, and exhale down. Breathing. From here, right leg curls up, thigh to belly. Point the knee back and up, three-legged dog. Wave forward, three-legged plank. Step your leg through, but this time keep your back heel in a lunge so that the heel is pointing up. From here, strong front leg and strong back leg. Hug and lift. Wave yourself up, opening your arms, squeezing, retracting your scapula, squeezing your triceps. So you're opening up your chest. You're activating your muscles, you're hugging and lifting. From here, soften your arms, wrap your arms around your chest, front knee, bottom arm. So your right arm is below. Now in this pose, I'll just briefly come out of the pose and turn to you. Don't let your arms sag down and rest on your chest. It's hard to breathe. So point your elbows up and forward. So coming back into the pose. Fingers walking all the way to the edge of your scapula. If you can, but again, don't constrict the breath. Breathing here. From here, body weight forward, strong front leg, and push yourself up into your warrior three. High head, low foot, parallel, or low head and high foot, and any angle in between. From here, with your strong standing leg, wave yourself up, curling up your lifted leg, your left leg. Place that ankle on top of your knee and come into a figure 4. And I will just come out of the pose and show you what's going to happen next. So we're in a figure 4. From here, belly down on your thigh. Release your arms down on the mat. You're welcome to use your blocks here if you want to. Lifted leg, standing arms. So your left arms down on the mat in a claw shape position on a block or flat if you want to. Right arm lifts up in a twist. Deep full breath. Release the pose, and I will just set myself back to the top of my mat. From here, with your both hands down on the mat, slide your left leg off, step it back. Bring your body weight to the back so your front knee can come into a straight line. So you've released yourself in an intense side stretch. In a Parsvottanasana. Walk your hands in line with your front foot, pushing through the length of your arms, lifting the chest up. Right arm waves up, so left arm down, lengthening down on the mat. Right arm waves up into your revolved triangle. Top arm rolls down, place it back down. Place your finger pads or flat hands down on the mat on the pinky side of your foot. Then your left arm waves up. And again, I can't emphasize enough, you can come high on your claw hands or even use a block if you need to. But make this a supported triangle pose, not the suspended triangle pose. Top arm rolls to the back, down, and just melt down this time in your intense side stretch, in your Parsvottanasana. Stay, you have a few options here. Stay here or walk your hands to the back. Lengthening out your arms, lengthening out your fingers and pushing through. You'll feel that natural lift of your chest. Stay here in this more active pose, or if you're feeling like it, curl up with your arms pressing through their length. You're feeling that lift of the chest, a little bit of a forward movement in the body. If you want to add a leg lift in our flamingo, you're welcome to do so. Deep, full breath. Foot down, extend your arms forward, soften your knees, side sweeping lunge. Let's neutralize. As you're doing this, I can see that I'm all the way to the end of my mat on the left side. Turn to the left side and you can always readjust yourself. Back heel points up in our lunge. Strong legs, activating your muscles, hugging and lifting, waving yourself up, rolling the shoulders to the back, retracting the scapula, contracting the triceps. Then release, relax the upper body, arms forward, front knee, bottom arm. Wrap your arms in a big bear hug around your chest without constricting the breath, without bringing weight on the chest, yeah? Hugging and lifting here. Don't allow yourself to sink down. Body weight forward, strong front leg, choose your angle. High head, low foot, parallel, or come into a low head and high foot, and any angle in between. Strong front leg, swivel yourself up, curl your right leg forward, ankle on top of your knee, and allow that lifted knee to drift lower to the mat. Bend your standing knee, come into a figure 4. Belly down on your thigh, and extend your arms down to catch your body weight and to prepare ourselves for the next flow. Lifted leg, standing arm, left arm opens up. Deep full breath. Top arm rolls back down, finger pads down on the mat, right leg slides off and step it back. Body weight to the back to allow your front knee to come into a straight line, and just walking hands by your front foot, pushing strongly through the length of your arms, length of your fingers, and coming into half lift upper body, but triangle legs. One of the versions of our intense side stretch. And exhale, just melt yourself. From here, right hand on your claw hands, flat or on a block. Keep it there on the arch side of your foot. Left arm waves up into your revolved triangle pose. Allow your body to distribute its weight between its foundations. Top arm circles to the back. Down, if you have a block, swap it over to the left side. Blocked, flat, or in a claw shape on the pinky side of your foot. Right arm waves up into your triangle. Deep full breath. Top arm sweeps back, down. This time just melt in your intense side stretch. Release your arms. Stay here if this is enough. Or walk your hands to the back, fingers pointing to the back, and press to the length of your arms, to the length of your fingers. Feel that natural lift of the body, that natural lightness that will come to your back foot. But you have a choice. Stay here with your back foot down or coming back into our flamingo stance. Deep full breath. Back foot down, release the pose, crawl your hands back forward, back heel lifts up, left leg curls up, back briefly to a three-legged plank, three-legged puppy pose, three-legged dog. Top leg comes back down on the mat, and wave the spine, belly up, chest up, head up, and exhale down. One more spinal wave, belly up, chest up, head up, and exhale down. Starting with the left leg this time. Left leg curls up into the body. Three-legged dog. Three-legged plank. And step your foot through. Back heel in a lunge. Wave yourself up, belly up. Chest up, head up as you round your shoulders to the back. This time, you have an option. Wrap your arms around your body once again, front knee, bottom arm. Or if you want to, interlace your hands behind you, front knee, bottom hand. So your left thumb is below. And lengthen out your arms to the back. Again, accentuating that opening of your chest, lengthening out of the clavicular line, retraction of the scapula, activation of the triceps. Deep full breath. By the way, don't bring the heels of your hands, your wrists into 90 degrees, yeah? Bring them as close together as they can. Body weight forward. Warrior 3 variation. With your arms in the bind that you want, around your chest or behind you. Deep full breath. Tilt your body up, curling your right leg up, ankle to knee, figure 4, a standing figure 4 first, and when you're ready, bend your left knee. Coming into our fuller figure 4. Release your hands down on the mat. Right arm extends down to the mat, flat or in your claw hands. Left arm waves up in your twist. Deep, full breath. Top arm circles back, down, hand down, right leg slides off, steps back, and just set yourself back into your intense side stretch for a moment. Pushing through your arms to lift the chest up in a more active, intense side stretch. Left arm waves up, revolve triangle. Top arm to the back, down, so not very long in this. Right arm opens up to your full triangle. Lengthening up here. Top arm back, down. Fingertips down on the mat, pushing through the length of your arms in a strong, intense side stretch. And then melt down. In a more restorative, intense side stretch, hands by your front foot, just melting down on your leg or hands behind you, lengthening them out, supporting your body weight with your hands and your front foot, with or without a back foot lift in your flamingo. Foot down. Release the pose, extend your arms forward, side sweeping lunge, right, left, right, and a few more, why not? You can even close your eyes here if you want to, and back to the right side, turn on your feet, lunge. Rolling up, strong legs, activating both legs, not just the front foot, waving up. Arms forward in a bear hug, or arms to the back in a hand bind. Front knee, bottom hand. Lengthening out your arms to the back, heels of the hands as close together as they will go. Don't hyperextend your wrists. When you're ready, body weight forward. Choose the angle of your warrior 3. And I'm just showing you the high head and low foot version, giving you that confidence that you can actually do this one. Pare it back. If you're in this pose, you want to have a small movement to lift the body upright, curling your left leg up and bringing that ankle on top of your knee. In a high figure 4 first, and then bend your standing knee, coming into our full figure 4. Breathing. Release your hands down on the mat, reaching down. Adjust yourself if you need to, as I'm doing. And again, lifted leg, standing arm, left arm down, right arm waves up into your secretary bird, as I call it. If you want to see how that looks from the other side, it's this way. Deep, full breath. Top arm rolls back down. Now just reset myself properly. Left leg slides to the back, walking your hands by your front foot, front knee nice and straight, and melt down into your more restorative, intense side stretch. From here, left hand, push yourself up, waving up, lengthening your arms and your fingers. Left hand down on the mat, right arm revolved triangle. Deep full breath. Top arm sweeps back, down, hand down on the pinky side, left arm waves up into your full triangle pose. The supported version with that hand down on the mat. Top arm back, down, and melt down. Hands keeping in line with your front foot if you want to, or walk them to the back, fingers pointing to the back, strong arms, pressing through the length of your arms and fingers. Stay if this is enough, or back leg lifts up in your flamingo. Back foot down, crawl yourself forward, body weight forward, right leg lifts up momentarily in three-legged plank, three-legged puppy pose, three-legged dog. Bend that top knee, step your foot down. Spinal wave, belly up, chest up, head up, and exhale down. And a few more spinal waves. Why not neutralize the spine? From our downward facing dog, after our spinal waves, wave yourself forward into plank. Now very slowly move with me, 5 counts all the way down. 5, 4, stay with me, 3, 2, and all the way down. Woo! In our flat plank. From here, bring your forearms in front, stack your forearms under your forehead and rest. We deserve it, you deserve it so much. Rest here. Breathing. You can even shake. I hope my voice isn't too echoey. You can even shake your hips from side to side. Just allow your lower back to relax. Allow your heels and your ankles and your feet to relax. From here, I want you to come back to your circular breathing. So let's stop the shaking of our hips and our legs. Circular breathing, and I want you to listen to the echoey sound of your breath in this space under the body. Yeah, I hope you can hear me, and we'll do it together. Forehead down on your upper forearm, and inhale. It's a strong echoey sound. And a few more. I'll just bring my mic close to me so you can hear. A few more makrasana. Allow your back ribs and your side ribs to move. And one more. And here. Wave the chest up slightly to lift the head up. Bring your hands in a sphinx. So elbows where they will naturally fall, not overly far, yeah? Just a good distance. Almost in a 90-degree angle. Not overly 90, just, I don't know, maybe 45 degrees. From here, waving up. So it's a small movement of the spine, but it's still a spinal wave. Belly up, chest up, head up, and relax down. And just a few more of this. From here, bend your left knee. Left hand reaches for your foot on the arch side of your foot. But if you feel like that, if the hand on the arch side feels as if you're pushing your foot and your leg out too much and your elbow is hyperextending, bring it on the blade side instead, yeah, to avoid that movement of the joints. From here, pushing up through your forearm, pressing your foot into your hand, and you'll feel a strong lengthening and opening in your pectoral muscles. And stay here. But this can be really strong for the curve of the right side, of the lower side. So just be aware of that. Stay here with your elbow, right elbow down on the mat. But if you're feeling like it, pushing strongly through that arm and lifting yourself up. But this is quite a strong back bend. Some lower backs might not be happy in this pose. Always pair it back. The movement of the hips is still as if it's pushing down. So it's pushing down or pushing forward into the floor. And exhale all the way down. Just one round of this per side, but we'll rest back in Makrasana first. Breathing here, you can even shake your hips side to side again if you want to. Just one round of this. It's quite a strong back bend. When you're ready, lifting your chest up, setting your arms back in Sphinx and spinal waves, belly up, chest up, head up, and a few more. There's a very slight rounding of the back here when you bring your belly up and when you hug and lift. Right leg, right knee bends. Extend your right arm to the back, and again, choose the position of your hand on the arch side if you're okay with this, if your limbs aren't jutting out to the side too much, or the blade side to keep them a little bit more in line with the body. And push your foot into your hand, strong hand and forearm pressing down into the mat. But if you're wanting to, you can slide your hand a little bit more closer and wave yourself up. And because this is a back bend, the hips are moving forward, and forward in this case is down into the mat. Deep full breath. And exhale all the way down. From here, just flip yourself over. Just turning, lying down on the mat. Hugging your knees in. Don't rush this. You just came from a strong back bend. Hugging them in and drawing circles. Deep full breath. From here, press your hands into your knees, the sides of your knees, and extend your legs. In a Viparita Kirani. Front ankles, plantar flex, but flick the toes to the face. Deep full breath here. And we'll revisit this in a while. If you're close to a wall, you can use a wall, an actual wall, for this legs up the wall pose. But in a bit, we'll just have two more poses. From here, bend your knees, extend your legs down on the mat. Keep your ankles plantar flexed and your toes flicked. Now your hands, bring it under the body. So you are lying down on your wrists, yeah? So your gluteus maximus, your gluteal muscles, your buttock muscles are right on top of your wrists. Your elbows are walking in as closely to the midline as they can. Strong retraction of the scapula here. From here, just a small puff up of the chest towards the ceiling if you want to. Just a small one. Keep adjusting your pose as you need to. As soon as your head tilts up though, don't turn your head, don't turn your neck. You can stay low or lift up a little bit more. But keep your feet down on the mat. I know there's a version of this with the legs up. too much pressure on the lower back that we don't need. So keep your feet down on the mat, heels down, letting your head go. It is a drop back of the neck, of the head rather. And exhale, head down. Allow your cranium to just slide and naturally roll so you're back down on the mat. Release your hands from under your body. Feet to the edges of your mat. Yeah, adjust yourself if you want to on the mat, feet to the edges of your mat. Arms already relaxing in your Shavasana. And just have gentle window wipes. Don't rush it though. Allow the natural weight of your legs to bring them into your twist, to bring them into your depth. And all the way to the back, to the other side, right side. It doesn't actually matter at this point which side you start on. Just do your window wiping. Keeping your feet where they are for this version. Just a few more window wipes, just to release the lower back. From here, 5 more breaths in our legs up the wall. Either that's an invisible wall or an actual wall. So we'll just do that actual wall version. So walk your sit bones as close to a wall as you can. Walk your legs up. If you can still see me here. And relax your arms into your Shavasana. You can opt to stay here for your whole Shavasana, resting your legs. If your legs are up on an invisible wall, and I will just turn back to show you. If you don't have a wall or close to you or you don't want to move, that's absolutely fine. And again, 5 breaths, or 4 or 3 if 5 is too long. Bend your knees, bring your feet down on the mat and just walk them out. Relaxing your arms. Closing the eyes and enter into your Shavasana.